I'm King 5 Savannah Welch with your Saturday evening forecast. Overall shaping up to be a beautiful weekend. We had an amazing sunset tonight. Here's a little bit of what's left of it with our Queen Anne camera. Gorgeous conditions out there. 72 degrees right now in Seattle and some clear skies, some clouds in some areas. We're seeing in Seattle some high level clouds still sitting out there. So continuing to see those make their way through Puget Sound. Temperatures will only continue to rise starting tomorrow. So we had some filtered sunshine today. Temperatures in the 70s and 80s. That is not the case tomorrow. So warming up quickly into the upper 80s and 90s and staying there for about 3 days with a ridge of high pressure really keeping things hot. Then cooling towards the middle to end of next week and temperatures coming back down into the 70s. So our first alert 7-day forecast, you can really see that heat take hold Sunday through Tuesday, then cooling into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, where we see some partly sunny skies and more mild conditions to wrap up the end of next week. Now there are 2 advisories that start tomorrow, both around noon, one at 2 and one at noon. The first is this heat advisory that you see in orange through much of Washington. That starts tomorrow at 2 p.m. And then also this extreme heat warning down here in southeastern Washington, that starts tomorrow at noon. And those advisories are in effect because of the dangerously hot conditions in some areas. So looking in that southeastern portion of the state, temperatures warming up to the upper 90s and even low hundreds in some areas, and continuing to see that through much of Puget Sound as well tomorrow, with temperatures reaching the low 90s already, moving into the upper 80s through much of the rest of Puget Sound, but South Puget Sound really seeing those warm conditions. We're also not seeing a lot of cooling overnight too. That's something to note. So not a lot of relief. If you look at our temperatures for the lows here in central to South Puget Sound, in the low to mid 60s. I mean, that's not a lot of cooling, and keeping temperatures in the upper 50s as well through much of Puget Sound, because that's really not providing a lot of relief, because we ramp right back up Monday with temperatures getting into the mid 90s and upper 80s through much of the rest of Puget Sound as well. And Tuesday, very similar story where things are really just consistently hot, with that ridge really strengthening and then weakening into Wednesday as we see temperatures cool off some. Here's a live look at T-Mobile Park, where the Mariners are back in action tonight against the Tampa Bay Rays, and they'll be back in action tomorrow too. And temperatures look great for the start of the first pitch. Temperatures in the upper 70s, warming into the low 80s with sunshine in the forecast. Overall, a great day to go to the ballpark. So if you're headed to the ballpark, if you're headed to the mountains, great day to do it. Just make sure to grab your sunglasses, a hat, and sunscreen, because sun is in store. Looking at temperatures for hiking, if you're headed to the Cascades, sunny conditions around 3 p.m., 84 degrees, so in the low to mid 80s, and then cooling into the 70s. If you want to get out on the water, also a beautiful day to do that too, with mostly sunny conditions, some light wind through Puget Sound and inland areas, as well as the Strait. Overall, beautiful conditions. So our 7-day forecast overall, we just have that ridge to get through, because the next 3 days are bringing the pretty considerable heat and then cooling overall. So looking like a beautiful forecast in general. I mean, we just have 3 days of hot temperatures and then more mild conditions after that. Overall, a beautiful forecast with summer-like conditions.